There is a freedom you have been searching for your entire life, not in places, not in possessions, not in other people, but in understanding. Most people believe they are trapped by circumstances, by past decisions, by the weight of the world around them. But the Buddha taught something far more profound. You are not trapped by life. You are trapped by the way you see life. Liberation does not begin when your situation changes. It begins when your perception does. There was a time when a man approached the Buddha, burdened by grief and confusion. He had lost someone dear to him and could not accept the pain. He begged for a way to escape his suffering. The Buddha did not offer comfort in the way the man expected. Instead, he asked him to bring a single mustard seed from a household that had never experienced loss. The man went from home to home, asking, searching, hoping. But everywhere he went, he heard the same story: loss, pain, impermanence. And slowly, something shifted within him. His suffering did not disappear, but his understanding deepened. He realized he was not alone. And more importantly, he realized that suffering was not a personal punishment, but a universal truth. This is where liberation begins, not in avoiding suffering, but in understanding it. You suffer not because life is difficult, but because you resist what is. You suffer not because things change, but because you expect them not to. And you suffer most when you believe that everything happening to you defines who you are. This is ignorance, not a lack of intelligence, but a misunderstanding of reality. The Buddha described this ignorance as a veil, a distortion that makes the temporary seem permanent, the painful seem personal, and the ever-changing seem fixed. And from this ignorance, selfishness arises, the constant focus on me and mine, the need to protect, to control, to accumulate. Yet, the more tightly you hold onto this identity, the more fragile it becomes. It is like building a house on sand, constantly trying to reinforce something that was never stable to begin with. Liberation is the moment you see this clearly. It is the moment you realize that your thoughts are not you. Your emotions are not you. Your circumstances are not you. They arise, they exist, and they pass. There was a monk who feared death deeply. He practiced diligently, followed every teaching, yet still, the fear remained. One day, he asked the Buddha, "How do I overcome this fear?" The Buddha replied, "Find who it is that is afraid." The monk sat in meditation, searching for this self he believed was at risk. He examined his body, his thoughts, his feelings, but each one changed, each one disappeared. And in that observation, he saw something he had never seen before. There was no fixed self to protect. And in that realization, the fear dissolved. This is the freedom you are seeking. Not the freedom to control everything, but the freedom from needing to. Not the freedom to avoid pain, but the freedom from being consumed by it. Not the freedom to become someone else, but the freedom from the illusion that you were ever confined to begin with. Liberation is not a distant goal. It is a shift in awareness. It happens the moment you stop clinging to what is temporary. It happens the moment you see things as they truly are: impermanent, interconnected, and not owned by you. But this is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is something you practice in small moments every day. When frustration arises, you observe instead of reacting. When desire arises, you notice instead of chasing. When fear arises, you question instead of believing. And slowly, the chains begin to loosen. The mind becomes quieter. The need to control fades. And what remains is something simple yet profound: peace. So as you move forward, Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that is creating my suffering? What am I believing that may not be true? And who would I be if I let it all go? Because liberation is not found at the end of the path. It is found in the moment you finally see you were never bound in the first place.